Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the new course, Advanced Object-Oriented Software Engineering, and I'm beginning with chapter number 1, Introduction to Components. First topic is, what are the main observations about software engineering practices? What comes to your mind when you think about the main observation regarding the software engineering practices? The first observation which is noticed that about 80% software engineering deals with changes in existing software plus re-engineering. So change means customization. So most of the software companies, they are dealing in customization and re-engineering. Re-engineering means redevelopment of a software. For example, NetSol Technologies, which is the leading software company in Pakistan, and their main software is leasing software, Taxid software, IT24, invoice management system, Adamsoft, health assurance system, healthcare systems, hospital management systems, SQL systems, SQL systems, also health assurance, Descon, Infosys, property estate business, NextGen financial solutions, NextBridge company, financial solutions, Tower Tech, educational systems. Now, name of any software company dealing in re-engineering, because these all companies which I gave example are dealing in customization. They have product and they are customizing for different clients like NetSol, leasing software. They are customizing for BMW, Mercedes, Nissan, Yamaha are the main clients. Technosoft is the company in my locality, Technosoft Solutions, which is dealing in healthcare solutions like hospital management system. So they are redeveloping from Java-based system to C# or PHP and mobile applications, web applications. So this is the website of the software company, technosoft.com. You can see more detail on the website that what are the main products they are dealing. Next observation, software is or are developed to facilitate change, means easy to remove, easy to add. So upgradation should be easy. So we can easily update, we can easily upgrade. Size and complexity of the software are increasing day by day. As per the statement of Alan Kay, who is the creator of Smalltalk, that most of the developed software, they are similar to Egyptian pyramid that were constructed with millions of bricks piled on the top of each other with no structural integrity. Example like Microsoft Windows. So how to calculate size of software? That is the question comes to our mind. Is it in kilobytes, gigabytes, terabytes, or what is the unit of measurement? And next question, how much is the size of largest Windows that is developed by Microsoft? And how to define complexity of the software. So we'll discuss them one by one. Size of the software. What comes to your mind? We calculate size of software in lines. We also call it source line of code, number of functions, number of objects, or as per the agile, we have story points, that how much time we need to calculate, how much time we need to complete a story in terms of effort hours. And next question, how much is the size of largest Windows? As per the data available over the internet over Google, greater than 50 million line of code. but as per my reading, my experience, it's approximately 70 to 80 million lines of code, which is the largest software made in the history of software engineering. And it was a failed product. And then Microsoft has to introduce Microsoft Windows 7, which has 40 to 50 million lines of code. And now the latest Windows is Windows 10, that is also approximately 50 million lines of code. And how to define complexity? Level of difficulty to solve a problem is called complexity. And that is not only applicable for software, it is applicable in every field of life, because as a human, we learn from mistakes. So when we do anything first time, it is highly complex for us. Must learn, for example, driving, programming, driving, especially manual car, or when you drive on highway first time, or you drive in a motor in on motorway, or you drive in a mountain area first time, so you feel it highly difficult. Or when you write code using notepad or wordpad, using Java or PHP or Perl, you find it extremely difficult. Or now we have tools like Kotlin. So how many types of complexity we have? So what comes to your mind? We have three types of complexity. We have simple or low complexity, medium or average complexity, and we have high complexity. So we begin our journey with high complexity when we deal with any problem first time, like programming, like driving. And with the passage of time, the complexity decreases to medium or average. And then at a certain stage, it becomes simple or low, like after the experience of 5 years, 10 years in programming or in driving, it becomes simple or low for you. Same applies to the projects. So we have simple or low complexity projects, we have medium or average complexity projects, and we have high complexity projects. So when any software company develops any project first time, any software first time, it is highly complex for them. Or any software company wants to expand their business and they want to start new domain, new area, then it is highly complex for you. Like NetSol Technologies, when they developed software first time for BMW, the leasing software, taxi software, it was highly complex for them, because you don't know what are the possible requirements of the customer and what are the changing requirements of the customer, and then what kind of errors will come, then how much time you need to fix them, architectural changes, how you manage risk regarding the project, how you will cater them. So it is highly complex for you. So for NetSol Technologies, the BMW software was highly complex for them. The project was highly complex. And then they have successfully deployed, the team successfully deployed the software, and Mercedes-Benz then jumped into the business, and Mercedes-Benz also asked them to customize the same software for them, the leasing software. Now the project moves from high complexity to medium or average complexity, because NetSol Technologies has some previous code, and there are some new requirements, new functions needed by Mercedes-Benz. So it has average complexity, some previous code, and some new code you need to write from scratch, line one. Now there are some new requirements you have to cater. Then Nissan company also asked NetSol Technologies to develop the same software, leasing software for Nissan. And then Yamaha motorbike company also asked them. Then BMW, Germany to UK, UK to USA, USA to Australia, Australia to Taiwan, Taiwan to Korea, Korea to India. Same for Mercedes, same for Nissan, same for Yamaha. Now, around 100 plus versions of the same software natural technologies already developed, already deployed. So project has moved from simple average to simple or low complexity because they have 100 plus versions. Any new project comes, this is just match, the team match which of the version is close to the current requirements and little customization. Thank you very much. So that's the three levels, three types of complexity or types of complexity project we have. Another observation, intelligent software are developed nowadays. So software are becoming more or more intelligent. So artificial intelligence is there. So artificial intelligence is a field of life in which we develop software that behaves like human beings, resembles its behavior, imitate humans. There are some questions here. Fifth generation project is the best example of intelligent software. How many generations of hardware we have? How many generations of programming languages we have? How many types of code? How many levels of programming languages? So we will address them one by one. How many generations of hardware? What comes to your mind? There are 5 generations. The first generation is mechanical. Second generation is the transistor. Third generation is integrated circuit. Fourth generation is VLSI, very large scale integration. And fifth generation intelligent computers, that is the Japanese fifth generation project to develop intelligent machines, intelligent computers for automation. The next question is, how many generations of programming languages we have? Any clue? Anything clicks to your mind? We have 5 generations of programming languages, like the 5 generations of hardware. The first generation is the machine language. It's not 0, 1. It's a sequence of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, input first number, 6, 7, 8, 9, input second number, and so on to store, skip, jump, go to, summation, subtraction. And it was very difficult. Because of that, assembly language was introduced, which is the second generation. Assembly language has symbolic code instead of sequence of numbers like load, input first number, add second number, store, sum, skip, jump, go to are different examples of assembly language code. The third generation is high-level languages, C, C++, Java, in which we can write statements like daily life statements, English statements, sum is equal to num1 plus num2 is an example. The fourth generation is auto code generators, which can automatically generate code like frameworks, Dreamweaver, Flash, Silverlight are examples of auto code generators. .NET framework, NetBeans, Ruby on Rails, Cake PHP, Zend PHP. Structured query language also falls under the fourth generation. SQL statements, PLSQL. And fifth generation is artificial intelligence programming languages like Prolog, Lisp. Prolog stands for programming in logic. So we have logic-based programming. And Lisp stands for list processing. Next question, how many types of code we have? Yes, anything? Any answer? We have 2 types of code. We have source code and we have object code. The source code, the code we write in any programming language, like using C or C++, we have source code, or Java or C#. Object code, we have compiler. The compiler is used to translate high-level language code into machine code, or we have assembler, which can translate assembly language code into machine code. So object code is also called machine code, and it is also called executable code. So we have source code. When we write code in any programming language, it's a source code. And after compilation, when it is translated into machine code, it is called object code, executable code. How many levels of programming languages? Now we have next question. There are 3 levels of programming languages. We have low level, intermediate level, and high level. So what's low and what is intermediate and what is high? Machine and assembly languages are under the low level, whereas level 2 is called intermediate. Java and .NET are the examples of programming languages which have intermediate code. Programmer writes code using Java or in .NET like Java. When programmer writes code, the source code, the compiler compiles the high-level language code into an intermediate code. It is not translated directly into machine code, so it has an intermediate level. And in Java, it is called bytecode, and .NET, it is called MSIL, Microsoft Intermediate Language. It's not source code, it's not machine code, it's in between. That is the idea of James Gosling, who is the creator of Java language, and Microsoft copied the idea in .NET. And each operating system has JVM. What is JVM? Java Virtual Machine. When this intermediate code reached to JVM of any operating system, then JVM translates bytecode or MSIL into machine code of that operating system. That makes Java platform independent, portable. Microsoft claimed that .NET is portable, but still it's not as smooth as Java. So we need to install patches, some additional programs to make it compatible with that operating system. The best compatibility of .NET is with the Microsoft operating system with the Windows. So bytecode and MSIL use the JVM. Both use JVM, Java Virtual Machine. And then it is translated into machine code, object code, or executable code of operating system and makes Java or .NET as per Microsoft platform independent. So that is the second level or level 2. And third level is the high level. So Java, C, C++, C Sharp, PHP, Python, Ruby, Perl, etc. All Cold Fusion, all Kotlin, all such languages, Swift, they are under the high level. Next observation, clients are more IT literate and quality conscious. So clients are becoming more and more IT literate because they hired IT professionals. People like you, the IT degree holders or computer science degree holders. So clients hire them and they have the IT knowledge. So they train or they provide consultancy to the clients about the latest technologies, latest tools, latest methodologies. And client is becoming more and more quality conscious. About 20 years back, 15 years back, client was not so quality conscious, but now client demands that you have to develop high quality software, bug-free software, and you have to test it 100% using the code coverage tools like we have Ncover or we have JBlanket, and you have to show him, the customer, that software is bug-free and you have tested 100% code. So customer demands code coverage report from the software company before customer or his end users will test the software. So before alpha and beta, client demands for code coverage report that you have tested 100% code using the Ncover or the test blanket, JBlanket. For example, Descon Infosys is developing a software for an American client using C Sharp as a front end, C Sharp as business logic, and Microsoft SQL Server as a database management system as a database. After few releases, like 1 year or 1.5 years, customer demand to switch, and that's the company name is realestate.com. Customer demands, realestate.com demands to switch business logic from C Sharp to Java Versata. And I'm talking about 2007, 2008, and project manager name was Howard. So Howard and his team heard first time the name of the tool. That means client is introducing new tool to the IT professionals. So it was a change. And Descon Infosys doesn't have single Java developer. And then that time I was doing my PhD and I was in contact with many software companies because my students were working there. So I went to the Descon Infosys as well. So Howard called me early morning, 7 a.m. before I left for the university. And he asked me, Mr. Rizwan, do you know any software company in our locality who is using Java Versata? And I was teaching from 2001 in the different universities of computer science courses and IT courses. And I have a degree in master at that time in IT. I also heard first time. So I said, what? Pardon? Can you explain what you say? He said Java Versata. So I said, sorry, I will check with my students that any software company is using Java Versata. So I called to my students at different software companies, around 40 to 50 software companies, and none of them have the knowledge about Java Versata. And like me, they behave and they ask me, pardon, please, sir, what you say? And then I say Java Versata. That means all the software companies were unaware about this new tool, and it was a business logic suite. So then Descon Infosys outsourced a company in America, and that company was using Java Versata. So they asked that company, and Descon Infosys becomes a client for that company. So outsourcing was used to provide services to the clients. And then meanwhile, Descon Infosys hired Java developers and started training them to Java Versata. And after a few months from outsourced company, it was totally transferred, switched, transited to the Descon Infosys. And now customer is demanding use of specific methodologies like Scrum, Lean, Kaizen, Six Sigma. That is the demand of the customer. If investors, especially the investor demand, if the software company is using Scrum, then we will invest. Otherwise, sorry, Malish. Because Scrum has hyper productivity, high return on investment, and at the early stages of the project, at the early releases, 450%, 500%. If you are implementing 50% Scrum, still you have 200% return on investment, hyper productivity. So that's the trend is changed. Another observation, software industry is moving towards product-oriented applications rather than project. Now software companies, they have list of products. They don't have projects. They don't go for projects. Like NetSol is dealing in financial solutions, leasing solutions, insurance projects. If you ask NetSol Technologies to develop educational software or hospital management system, they will say, sorry, Malish, this is the list of products. If you are interested, go ahead. Otherwise, thank you very much. Same, Tower Tech is dealing in educational software. If you ask them to develop e-commerce application, they will say sorry. NextBridge, NextGen, they are developing e-commerce solutions. And if you ask them to develop hospital management system or, for example, educational system, they will say, sorry, this is not under our domain. So this are the list of products. If you want to customize them, welcome. Otherwise, cruise and hire. Thank you very much. You can check with any other company. For example, NetSol is dealing in leasing software or financial solutions, or for example, insurance solutions, IT24, invoice management system, Adamsoft, healthcare solutions, SQL system, healthcare, Descon information system, property state business, IT24 invoice management system, I just said, next gen financial solutions, e-commerce solutions, NextBridge, e-commerce solutions, Tower Tech, educational systems. Another observation, software is a trendsetter for hardware industry. Like an example, like operating system, every new operating system has hardware requirements. Internet has brought a lot of hardware demands, like we need modem, router, switches, hubs, servers. IoT also has a lot of requirements, Internet of Things, like auto car, or we have smart home technology or vending machines. Gaming software, every gaming software has specific hardware requirements. DBMS, database management system, they also have hardware requirements. So these are several examples when software demand for the new hardware, need of the new hardware. Normally students ask, doctor, software is introduced first or hardware is introduced first? So I always answer, all software companies, all hardware companies, they have R&D department, research and development department. Before a software is introduced, its requirements were published. So hardware companies like ECMA, European Computer Manufacturing Association, they start manufacturing that hardware before the software is introduced. So hardware must be available in the market before the software company introduce new operating system or new gaming software or new internet internet required internet based software. Another observation, software is a product itself, but it becomes driver for other products. Like an example, there are so many examples: washing machine, automatic washing machine, microwave oven, auto car. Like Tesla company is very popular for electric cars, auto cars, the smart cars, cruise control in Land Cruiser or in heavy cars like Land Prado or Land Cruiser. I normally use cruise control to control the speed limit. Like when I travel to Medina, the maximum speed limit is 140. So I set the speed at 140 and I switch on the cruise control, then automatically within the 140 limit, the car automatically moves. And when I need, I switch from cruise to auto, the manual, where I can manually control the speed. Autopilot in planes, for example, if weather is not good, it's like there is a smoke or there is a fog. In that weather, autopilot will take the control from pilot and it will land on the airport, on the terminal automatically. Or during the flight, pilot can switch from manual to autopilot to fly the plane at a normal speed. Gaming software like chess game can defeat the world chess champion within few seconds. Like supercomputers, they already defeated the world chess champion within few seconds in the first round, and the next round was ta, and third round he gave up, hands up. Thank you very much. I can't play with the supercomputer. Robotics is another example. Like we have CAD, computer-aided design, CAM, computer-aided manufacturing. So for manufacturing, for designing, we use hardware to manufacture the cars or manufacture the products. Case tools, computer-aided software engineering tools are there to support, for example, we have low case tools, we have high case tools, upper case tools, lower case tools, cross life cycle case tools are there. Clients are no more interested to develop single application like desktop application. Then they are interested in what? What is the demand of the customer now? Clients are interested in distributed or ERP applications. What is ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning System. So it's a ERP system is a collection of integrated systems to automate the processes of the business company. Like we have SAP, we have Oracle, we have Microsoft Dynamics, or we have customized ERP system to automate the business process of the company. Like NetSol initially developed vSoft to lease vehicles for BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan, Yamaha. But now it is switched, it has transformed to complete financial package, ERP system over the years. Another example, the customized ERP Konoko, the commercial, I already gave example, SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics. Konoko is the largest oil refinery company in the world. Like in Saudi Arabia, we have Aramco. It's a sister company of Konoko. So Konoko is the largest oil refinery company. They have customized ERP, which has 75 applications, over 4,000 users in different parts of the world, like USA, Middle East. So top management, middle management, lower management are using the same application and enter in one system accessible to all, vice versa, enter data in one system accessible to all, and vice versa. Like we have Madda for ATM systems, or in Pakistan, we have one link system, or we have Upshare software for the different systems integrated, like health insurance, vehicle, then his Ikama ID, then family visas, business visas, everything is under one system, which is called Upshare in Saudi Arabia. In Pakistan, we have NADRA, National Database and Registration Authority. So ID card, passport, custom, tax, they all are integrated. So that's the demand of the customer to have ERP systems or distributed systems. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.